We know that consumer's objective is to maximize his consumer surplus. Therefore, in our case, consumer will buy that plan where he is getting maximum consumer surplus. So now in next step, I need to find out the maximum surplus value from these 7 consumer surplus values. So which one is maximum? So in the next column, to find out maximum consumer surplus, I am using max formula of Excel. So max, and I have to give the range, that is from D9 to J9, close the bracket, enter. Now next step is I have to just copy this formula into the remaining cell. Now next I want to find out which plan this consumer is going to buy. So in the next column I am entering plan purchase. The plan purchase, if the maximum consumer surplus value is negative, consumer is not going to buy anything. So in plan purchase it will be 0. Similarly, the maximum consumer surplus value which is appearing in this column K, that is 27.5, this corresponds to which plan? So if you look at here, this value is in G column, and this 27.50, that which is the maximum consumer surplus for this second consumer, corresponds to plan 4. So I should have plan 4 here. Now to achieve this goal, I am going to use two formula. One is if, and second formula is match formula. So let me enter that formula. So if the value of consumer surplus is positive, that means greater than 0, now give me the corresponding plan of that consumer surplus value. So I am using the match function, MATCH, match. Now look up at what we need to look up. We need to look up this maximum consumer surplus value. So I am selecting that. Now where to look up? It has to be looked up into D9 to J9 row, comma. Now match function actually returns the location of the looked up value in a given array. It has three options. One is less than. Suppose if you want the match function to return the location of the value which is less than looked up value, then select 1. If you want match function to return the value which is greater than looked up value, then use -1 option. And if you want the exact match, in that case use 0. In our case we will use 0 because we want exact match. So enter 0, close the bracket. Now we need to complete our if formula. So what we said, if K9, that is consumer surplus value, is positive, is greater than 0, give me the location of that value in the given array. And if it is not, then give me 0. So I am entering 0, close the bracket, enter. So now look at here. The consumer surplus value is -5, that is negative. So plan purchase, obviously this consumer is not going to buy any plan from me. So this my formula has written me 0. So now just copy paste this formula into remaining cell. Now just check. This consumer surplus for second row, maximum consumer surplus is 27.5. Corresponding plan is 4. It has written me 4. Similarly, for third consumer, maximum consumer surplus is 55, which corresponds to plan 7. I have 7 in the column L. So we are done correct. Now next step is we have to find out the revenue corresponding to that plan, which I am going to do in this last column, that is M. So here again I am going to use a combination of two formulas. One is F and another is H lookup. Now I want If the plan purchase value is greater than 0 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever it is, if it is, then that plan's corresponding price should appear here. I have to use H lookup. The reason is the values of the plan and values of its corresponding prices are presented in row. You will find row 2, it is a plan over there, row 3 offer, and row 4 price. So if the plan purchased value is greater than 0, let me use HLOOKUP now. HLOOKUP, the plan purchased into a table array. My table array is D2 to J4, which I have selected, comma. Now I have to give the row number where price is located in this table. So we have defined table from D2 to J4. So in this table, first row is of plan, second row is of offer, and in third row our prices are there. So therefore, I have to select number 3, row number 3, then comma. I need exact match, so I am selecting false. Now close the bracket. Once you close the bracket, you have completed the HLOOKUP formula. But our if formula need to be completed. So what we said, if the value of plan purchase is greater than 0, give me the price. If it is not, then give me 0. Return me 0. So I am closing the bracket. Hit enter. Now before we copy paste this formula into remaining cell, we need to use a $sign for this table array, because when we copy paste this formula in remaining cell, we do not want this table address to be changed. It should be constant, absolute. So as you are aware, we have to use $sign before and after D. So I am using that. Similarly for J4, you have to use the $sign before and after J. That we have done. Hit enter. Now just copy paste this formula in remaining cell. So we have computed the revenue from each of this consumer. What we need to do now is we need to find out the total revenue. So let me have total revenue here. Now, total revenue is nothing but just sum of the revenues from each of these consumers. So sum of all the consumers. Select that range. Hit enter. So you will have total revenue in empty cell. To improve the visibility, I have just colored these columns. Now our objective is to maximize the revenue. So we will use the solver now.